And welcome back, folks, to more Raging Loop. Last time we found out that the community has been infiltrated by two wolves, and we need to figure out who they are, because every night they're gonna kill people. But thankfully, the villagers have powers. Reminds me of a game. That one game about werewolves. Anyways, let's keep on going. How many people can the wolves kill per day? It would suck if everyone got killed overnight.
それもないでしょ。さっきの話だけど、蛇とかは誰を調べるか今夜山に聞くそうだし。
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Stardew Valley. That won't happen. Remember the snake? They need to ask the mountain. Who's what?
そうだろうね。雲だって一人守って自分含む他が全滅ならばやはり役に立たないカゴだ。
True, and the spider would be pretty useless if they just protected one human while everyone else, including them, died.
いや、最初に疑問だったのがね、間宮さんと橋本さん二人死んでるのは血祭りの結果なのかどうかさ。
This is also why I wondered if Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san got brutalized.
二人殺せるのでも相当にやばい。しかし、一日に一人なら、あるいは。
Killing even two people would make it pretty bad, but if it was just one per day, or...
まあ、そうなると別の疑問も出るけど、人知を超えた化け物が複数いて、なぜに殺す数について自重してるのか。
Well, that raises another question. Why do these supernatural monsters even need to follow rules like that?
不思議かな。
Is that weird?
だってそうでしょ。3匹とかいたら1人分の肉をシェアするなんてお腹すくんじゃない？
Of course it is. Imagine if there were 3. One corpse would barely serve as a snack.
狼は多分人間を食べるって目的で襲ってるんじゃないよ。
I don't think they're attacking people because they're hungry.
ふむ。単純に復讐で惨殺してるって。
Oh, so they're just out for revenge.
それもよくわからないけど、別に狼はそうしたいからそうしてるんじゃなくて。
Not really sure, but it doesn't seem like they're doing this because they want to.
狼もまた何かの掟みたいなものに従ってるんじゃないかなって気がする。
I feel they have their own laws they have to obey. That was what bothered me so much. The Feast of the Yomi Purge had rules. Breaking them would mean being taken by the corruption. Some sort of supernatural punishment from Shinai-san. If this really was just divine retribution, surely he would want the Yomi Bito done away with immediately. However, instead, the humans retained the aid of their guardians, and only one kill was permitted each day. Even the wolves couldn't break that rule. Were the laws of the mountain equally binding to both man and wolf? In Christian theology, both humans and Satan were God's creations, equal before him, and all acting based on his master plan. Was the god of the mountain similarly inclined? A legend of slain wolves and the revenge. Was it really that simple? Or was there something else going on? It was quite scary. I wanted to know all about it.
少なくとも狼が何人殺すかは年配の方々に確認した方がいいかも。
I guess we should at least ask the elders how many people the wolves kill.
そうだね。
True.
というか、本当に今夜また誰かが殺されるのかな。
But is someone really gonna die again tonight?
もう二人も死んでるじゃん。実際は顔を盗まれた誰かも死んでるかもしれないけど。
We already got 2 casualties, and for all we know, those the wolves replaced might be dead too.
まずい。死体片付けるならできるだけ調べておかないと。複数人の死体が混じってないかとか。
Hold on, they're cleaning up the bodies, right? We gotta check them properly to see if there aren't more than 2 bodies or anything.
それ朝一で肝臓じいちゃんが調べた。骨も内臓も2人分しかないって。
She is a wolf. We can kill her right now. She could be a wolf. She could definitely be a wolf. Like, she found us by the river, and that's the zombie river, so. Tanzo Ji-chan. Checked it first thing in the morning. There were only 2 people's worth of bones and guts.
本当？彼はプロなの？
Really? Does he have experience doing this kind of thing?
漁師だから動物ばらすのは得意よ。
He's a hunter, so he's used to butchering animals. Well, that made sense.
関連して思い出した。ある意味もっと大事なことだ。
That reminds me, this is probably the most important thing.
どうしてここを逃げ出して警察を呼ぼうとしない？
Why aren't you trying to run away and call the police?
はぐらかさず話してもらうよ。僕は今、自分が取れる最善の手段としてそうすべきだと思っているんだからね。
I want a straight answer to this. I honestly can't think of a better move in this situation. I was aware the people here were superstitious. Those superstitions are getting people killed. So why was not a single person objecting?
ここからは逃げられない。
Can't escape this place.
どういう意味か話せない？
Can I ask why?
ちょっと難しい。けど私たちは知ってるんだ。
It's complicated, but we all know it's true. It's like we're stuck in a game. A video game.
どうやったってここから逃げられない。この霧を抜けることは絶対にできない。
There's no way to escape this place. The mist is completely impassable.
知っているからあえてそれをやりたくない。
I'm not gonna waste time on something I know can't be done.
それは体験または教育された？
Have you seen it yourself, or are you just trusting what someone else said?
ごめん、はっきりはわからないんだ。ただ知っている。
Sorry, I can't really explain how, but I just know.
宴が始まれば誰も休みずからは逃げられない。
Once the feast begins, no one can leave Yasumisu. It wasn't logic, but blind conviction. Or perhaps she subconsciously gained that knowledge through some experience. Yeah, as if.
根拠はないが、ここからは出られないと思うわけだ。
So you have no proof, but still believe you can't escape.
そうだね。多分みんなそう言うと思う。
Yep. Everyone else would probably say the same.
ただの盲信である可能性は否定しない？
What are the odds that your blind faith is in something that's total bull?
否定はできない。
Well, higher than zero.
山の神に無視されたらしい僕が一人で外に行ってみるよというのを提案したらどうかな？
What if I said that I, as someone overlooked by the god of the mountain, would try to leave anyway?
私は全力で止める。他の人がそれに賛成したとしたら、春明さんは死んでもいいって意味。
I'd do everything I could to stop you. Even if the others allow it, it's because they don't care if you die. That was pretty scary.
心配してもらえてるってことかな？
So you're worried about me?
安水で一番心配してますよ。
More than anyone else here.
ありがとう。愛を感じるよ。
Thanks, I can just feel the love.
愛？
Love? She was going all red on me now. This seems to be taking it pretty far for an act.
違います。良識ゆえです。
No, I just have a conscience.
他の人が良識がないかのような。
The others here don't, then.
少なくともみんなよそ者に対しては見た目よりずっと冷たいと思った方がいいよ。
Well, you should know that they're way colder to outsiders than they appear.
私は半分よそ者みたいなものだからそれがわかるし、親近感は持ってるかな。
It's Zorn time! I'm kind of an outsider myself, so I can relate to your situation.
親近感でツーリングにも同意したと？
You'd go on a road trip with someone just based on that?
いや、だってあれが根性の別れになるかもしれなかったし、それならせめて色良い返事をしとこうかなとか。
Hey, that might have been our final farewell in this life, so I wanted to make it nice.
うわ、道場からの空手型かよ。じゃあこれ抜け出したら改めて誘うぞ。
Huh? You only agreed because you felt sorry for me? Don't think you can get out of your promise that easily.
どうしようかな。あ、でもバイク壊れたから無理じゃ。
Wow. How do I respond to that? Oh, but wait, your bike's broken.
デートのためならローンで買い直すし。
If it's for a date, I'll take out a loan for a new one.
デート？そうか、そうなるか。でも学生でローンはまずいでしょ。
A date? I guess it is. But wait, you'll take out a loan while you're still in school?
あと、どっちにしてもこれで OK したら死ぬ前振りみたいになるから出られてから考えよう。そうしよう。
Besides, don't promises like that usually end up with someone dying? Let's worry about that after we survive. Crap. First she was all over me, now she's playing hard to get. In normal circumstances, that could be kind of fun, but right now, she was the only one I could rely on. The emotional support would have been nice.
話戻るけど、警察については別に今じゃなくても期待できないかな。
Back to the whole police thing. Really, you can't expect much from them here. I feel like we've already talked about this multiple times.
超常現象だから。
Because it's supernatural.
うん、それもあるけど、上藤吉には駐在さんがいるだけだし。
Well, that's one reason, but we also have just one officer in Kamifujiyoshi.
安水で何が起きたって上藤吉は何もしてくれないからね。
And Kamifujiyoshi wants nothing to do with what happens here in Yasumisu.
うすうす思ってたことがあるんだけど。
You know, I've been thinking.
正解。
Spot on. I haven't even said anything yet.
そうです。安水ってのは要するに藤吉村の中の村8部の集落なんです。
Yep, Yasumisu is basically the local settlement for those who were ostracized. She really did guess what I was going to say. Ostracism. In ancient times, villages would often punish criminals and the like by ostracizing them. They were ignored and excluded from all social welfare aid. Basically, people were excluded from the larger group and treated coldly. It was one step away from banishment. It wasn't just emotional torment either. Back in those days, not getting the help of other people was a matter of life and death, making this quite a harsh punishment.
何かやった人なの？みんな。
Did you all do something?
そういうわけじゃない人のが多い。牧島さんちや山脇さんちや室さんちは大昔から安水のものだし。
Well, most of us did nothing. The Makishima, the Yamawaki, and the Muro families have been here for generations.
内緒にしてくれる？
Can you keep a secret?
もちろん。
Sure.
織部香織さんはもともと樋口家によそから嫁いできたけど、旦那さんがちょっとヘマをして亡くなって。
Kaori Oribe-san was originally an outsider who married into the Higuchi clan, the Higuchi family, but her husband messed up somewhere down the line and died.
それでまだ小さかった安くん連れてこっちに移り住まされたって聞いてる。
I hear she was forced to move here with Yasu, who was still very little. Well, that wasn't a pleasant story. I had heard ostracism still survived, even in this day and age. Some rural groups would brazenly cut off your gas and water supplies if you didn't fit in. Then again, neighbors in cities had their own communication problems. Basically, humans really hadn't changed much over the years. Still, ostracism because of family troubles? In this day and age? It seemed so weird, ugly, and behind the times.
モッチーなんて野里家の元嫡男だからね。お坊ちゃまなんだよ、実は。
And then there's Mochi. He was the Nosato family heir, apparently. He was the Nosato family heir apparent. Guy's an actual blue blood.
そうなの?
Really?
うん。清之助さんとは叔父と甥の関係。
Yeah, he and Kyonosuke are uncle and nephew. They were nothing alike.
ただ、モッチーちょっと変なので、養子に出されてそのまま休みず行き。
Mochi's a bit weird, though, so he was put up for adoption and sent to Yasumisu. Oh yeah, Kyonosuke had said something like that. Sheesh. What century did they think it was?
君は?
What about you?
たはー、ちょっと悪さが過ぎまして。
Haha, I did an oopsie whoopsie.
昔は荒れてたとか?
Did you used to be a bit wild?
まあそういうのダメ?
You don't like that?
むしろタイプ.
No, I'm actually into that.
攻めるね、お兄さん。
Wow, you really go all in, don't you? With her pulling hidden runs, I really had no choice. Anyway, this place was basically abandoned. I couldn't expect any outside help, and everyone here believed they couldn't escape this place due to supernatural reasons. What were my options here? Leave Yasumisu or stay? What do we do? Leaving would probably kill us, but that would probably give us a key. It was probably best just to leave before I got too deep into this and while it was still bright out. Being left out of the feast hardly guaranteed my safety. I couldn't expect anyone to lead me out, but dropping dead in the middle of nowhere seemed better than getting eaten alive here. After making my decision, I wrapped up my conversation with Chiemi and we returned to her room. She gave me some cup ramen, and it looked like she wouldn't tell me why she hadn't let me eat the dining hall's food until I asked. I didn't want to go any deeper into this than I already was, so I didn't ask. During lunch, Chiemi went to the bathroom. That was my chance. I took out a notepad, quickly wrote, "Sorry, I'm leaving," on it, took my stuff and left the room. Using the mist to my advantage, I passed the inhabitants, headed to the upper parts of the settlement. Alright, I got to the entrance to the mountain path. The road was unpaved and sided by two giant boulders reminiscent of a torii without a top. I could see why everyone was afraid to go beyond this point. The humid forest mountain looked both gloomy and scary, but walking further seemed far less risky than staying in this settlement. I walked ahead and soon had to stop. The road was ruined. A car would have been useless here. So why was Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san So this is why Mamiya-sen and Hashimoto-sen couldn't leave yesterday and had to spend the night in the van. However, I wasn't exactly heavy, so getting past this way was easy. I had no idea why obstacles like this were enough to hold back video game characters. You could easily walk around it, holy cow. Even though they could have it worse. There was that one game where there was both an obstacle and an impassable cliff-like mist. Anyway, I kept on walking. Most of the ground here was covered in dead leaves, ferns, and moss, making it really slippery. I supported myself by holding on to the nearby saplings, but I ended breaking a few branches. This mountain seemed completely untouched. Fujiyoshi's people clearly didn't do any forestry. I came across a very steep slope. Climbing up was impossible. I'd come this far avoiding slopes and following the road, but before I knew it, I lost sight of the road. It wasn't all that smart, but I decided to keep on going up. Logic told me that I'd be closer to Kami Fujiyoshi the higher I got. Seriously, what was up with this mist? I couldn't see anything ahead or behind me. I felt like I was swimming through rice water, or perhaps milk jelly. It seemed like it was heavier than air and too dense to breathe in. Felt like it would congeal around me the moment I stopped moving. What was I thinking? This was reality, and this was just a mist. I walked up the desolate slope and kept walking. I had to constantly remind myself that this was just a mist, and this was nothing but reality. I had no idea what happened in the end. We're dead. Watch hint corner? Yes.
Oh, やっちまったな大将。
Hey, you done it now, hey chief.
早速ヒント言っとくか。ちゃっちゃと済ませて次に行ってもらわなきゃだしな。
Let's get the hint out of the way and move right on to the next one.
今回のバッドエンド4、題して森で謎死についてだな。
Bad end number 4, mysterious death in the forest.
どうやら掟の通り、安水の外には出られねえみたいだな。
Just like the rules say, seems like you can't flee Yasumisu.
その理由はよくわからねえが、やっぱりこの手の解決は一度は試してみねえと納得できねえって口かい大将も。
I don't know why that is, but you probably wouldn't have believed it for yourself unless you tried it once, would you?
ま、久石春明のやつは幸か不幸か死んでもやり直しが効くんだ。納得するまで試してくれりゃいいさ。
Well, Haruaki Fusaishi can just redo things after he dies, for good or for ill. He can retry as much as he wants until he gets it.
先に進みたいならさっきの場所。3、読みの。9、安水を出るか。で、シンプルにもう一つの選択肢を選びな。
If you want to go forward, just go back to 3, Yomi Q, leave Yasumisu, and pick the other choice.
つうわけで、今回はここまで。次も元気に死んでこい。
Well, that's enough for this time. Die another hearty death next time.
そういう夢だったってわけだ。次はもっとうまくやれ。羊が1匹、羊が2匹。
We got a chart. skull. We'll stay. Being left out of the feast hardly guaranteed my safety. Obviously, escape was the ideal choice, but at this point, I didn't see anyone guiding me out. All I had to look forward to was either dropping dead somewhere in the mountains or becoming a snack in this village. This first seemed way more attractive, but unfortunately, I'd gotten attached to the people here. Abandoning them would, at least, make it hard for me to sleep at night. That's why running away wasn't an option for me.
もう聞いちゃうけど、休みずのご飯食べさせてくれないのは何の伏線なの？
I'll go ahead and ask, why aren't you letting me eat Yasumisu stuff? What is this foreshadowing?
気づいた？
You noticed?
うん。もう怪しい伏線はとっとと潰しておこうと思って。怖いから。
Yeah, and I figured I should clear up anything shady before it comes back to bite me. It's scary.
参ったな、もう。まあ、これはただの保険というか、心の薬というか。
Ahaha, you got me. But really, this is just some insurance. A little medicine for the mind.
少し詳しく。
Oh? Tell me more.
なんかあるじゃん。そこのご飯を食べちゃったから豚にされて逃げられないみたいなさ。
You know how it can be, right? You eat something from a strange place, and then the next thing you know, you turn into a pig and can't run away?
ここは地獄か何か？
What? Is this hell or something? I'd seen that anime on DVD. By the way, which way to the bathhouse?
地獄でないとは断言できないかな。
I can't say it isn't. It seemed like some serious overthinking to me, if not just serious superstition.
ちなみにその体勢はまだ続くの？
How long will this last?
一応食料はそれなりに持ち込んであるからまだ大丈夫。
I brought a ton of food from the outside, so you should be fine for a while. Cup ramen, huh? I did appreciate it, but I had mixed feelings on living like it was the apocalypse over a local superstition. Anyway, we went to Chiemi's room and she gave me some cup ramen. We agreed I'd pay for it after all of this was over. I actually skipped 2 meals, so I was still hungry. But I was used to skipping meals to cut costs, so that wasn't a problem. The student lifestyle. I wanted to relax and think things over, but Chiemi was curious about the others, so I ended up tagging along. It was probably because I wasn't in a position to be by myself.
あら、いらっしゃい。お昼？
Oh, welcome. Are you here for lunch?
いいえ、時間を持て余してしまって座ってていいです？
Nope, we're just here to kill time. Can we sit?
もちろん。お茶をお出しするわ。
Of course, I'll bring you some tea.
すみません。僕はお湯いただけますか？
Can I have some warm water instead?
あら、お茶は体にいいのに。
Oh, but the tea is good for you.
お茶を飲むと眠れなくなる体質なんですよね。
I'm the type who can't sleep if I drink tea.
あら、それは仕方ないわね。では、お白湯で。
Oh, I see. Warm water it is then.
お白湯も断ってほしかったな。
I would have liked it if you refused that too.
そうは言うけども、カップ麺作るときにここの水は使ってるわけじゃん。
But you use water from here whenever you make cup ramen, right?
気づいてなかったのか。
You didn't realize that?
沸かしたからセーフかな。
Maybe it's safe because you boil it? Could hell's water really be purified by boiling?
はい、どうぞ。でも本当に災難だったわね。バイクもあんなに壊されて、しかもこんな。ねえ。
Here you go. I must say, you're quite unfortunate. Your bike was broken, and now you're, you know.
いえ、皆さんに比べればそんな。ちなみにこんなこと、毎年のようにあるんですか？
Oh, it's nothing compared to everyone else here. If I may ask, does this thing happen often? Is it annual or something? I asked something important like it was no big deal.
そんなにはなかったはずよ。私は少なくとも宴は今回が初めて。
No, it certainly isn't that common. Personally, this is my first feast.
昔霧が出た時に亡くなった人がいるっていうのは聞いてるけど、多くの人が休みずにいなかったから。
I did hear that people died when the mists appeared before, but that was before most of us were here. As in, they hadn't been ostracized back then? I could ask that, but I probably couldn't dig too deep.
じゃあ多くの人にとってこれが初めてのことってわけですか。
So this is a first for many people here, right?
ええ、そうだと思うわ。
Yes, I think so.
そうか。それにしては随分とやり方が正確に伝わってるんですね。
I see. If that's the case, knowledge of the rules seems strangely well kept.
ここはこんなところでしょ。娯楽も何もないから、小さい子たちはお年寄りのお話を聞いて育つの。
See what kind of place this is, don't you? There's not much in the way of entertainment here. So the little ones grow up listening to the tales of the elders.
古いお話や古い歌はずっと伝わって残ってるみたいよ。
Old tales and songs are always passed down and survive for a long time.
歌？
Songs.
歌
Song. Whoa! The mysterious Mako-chan popped out of nowhere.
歌覚えた
I learned the song.
あらすごい。歌って歌って。
Oh my, you did? Could you sing it for us?
信内さんのお守りは
Shinai-san's guardians are
赤だし増やして手がらしとくよ
1 cake, 2 funky, 3 blow, 4 rider. Cake, funky, blow, and rider. Are these classes for Fate Grand Order? So was it about a guy who had a funky birthday party with cake and ended the night on a happy note? The melody seemed familiar though.
ちょっと難しかったかな
I guess it was too difficult for her.
メイコ、ここにいたの？
Mako, so this is where you were. Oh. Her guardian came soon
あ
after.
ら、まあ、すみません。お昼の後でいろいろ見苦しいところを。
Oh my, I'm sorry. We just had lunch. So the place is a bit of a mess. Kaori Oribe-san humbled herself.
いえこちらこそメイコがお邪魔をしまして
Oh no, I'm the one who should apologize. I let Mako wander off here.
いえいえ、こんな時ですから、少しでも気が楽になるように、好きなようにくつろいでください。
There's no need for that. It's a difficult time for all of us. You're free to come here and relax whenever you like.
では
Very well. A silent thud. And a loud one. The woman just collapsed.
大丈夫リカコさん
Ah, are you okay?
あらまあ、怪我はない？
Oh dear, are you hurt? Apparently, she wasn't trying for some unique form of relaxation. She just tripped on the rail for the door.
痛い
Ow! It hurts. She put her hands on her throbbed nose and became teary-eyed. The lady's mysterious vibe crumbled in an instant. The woman noticed my surprise and pouted. She might have been more expressive than I'd realized.
あまり見ないでください。
Please don't look at me like that.
あ、すみません。考えてみたら、ちゃんとお話しするの初めてですよね。
Ah, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Now that I think about it, this is the first time we talked.
そうかもしれません。申し訳
You might be
あり
right.
ません。
My apologies.
どうして謝りますか？
Huh? For what?
巻き込んでしまって。
I got you involved in this.
逃げて。
Run.
そういえば、逃げろって言ってくれましたね。
Oh yeah, he told me to run away.
夕霧が上がってくるのが見えていたから。
I saw the evening mists come, but
間に合っていればよかった。
I hoped you could
です
escape.
ああ、そういうことだったんですか。僕はてっきり予言でもされたのかと。
Oh, so that's how it was. A part of me thought you foretold the future or something.
植松は見張りの家ではありませんから。
Uematsu isn't the lookout family. Now that sounded significant.
見張りの家とは？
What does that mean?
あまり外の方には。
This isn't something you can share with outsiders. Crap, Chiemi's lack of reserve made me forget my boundaries here.
すみません。変わった服を着てらしたので、何か神職の方なのかなと。
So I'm sorry. You're wearing some strange clothes, so I thought you were a Shinto priestess or something.
それはまあそんなに偉いものでは
Oh, I'm
あ
not.
りませんが。
I'm not that important.
春明さん、リカ子さんあんまり困らせちゃダメだよ。
Haruaki, don't bother Rikako too much.
ああ、うん。そのつもりはなかったんだ。申し訳ないです、リカ子さん。
Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Rikako.
いきなり下の名前で。
Oh, you just called me by my first name.
ああ、すみません。
Oh, sorry. Chiemi called her that way, so I thought it was okay. Man, this was confusing.
別にいいですけど。
I'm not that bothered.
いやー、すみません。
Oh, sorry about that. You called her by her first name, now you have to marry her. Damn.
何？なんかいい雰囲気？
Oh, Chiemi's getting jealous. You two are getting along. I would have appreciated it if she didn't put me in a weird situation.
帰ります。メイコは。
I'm going back. What about you, Mako?
もうちょっといる。
I'll stay a bit longer. Lucky, which name should we call you by? 1X.
そう。夕方前には戻ってね。
And so she left.
ちょっぴり不思議ちゃん入ってるけど、可愛い人だよね。
Which is a bit weird, but still cute, right?
そうだね。
可愛い人だよね。
Not San, it's Sama, please. She's cute, right?
そうかな。
どっち？
Which one is it?
こっちのセリフですが。
That's my question.
美人はいいな。いくつになっても年齢不詳の美人のまま。
Natural beauties sure have it good. They look young and pretty no matter how old they get. Well, that was some bait.
あえて食いつくけど、彼女っていくつなの？
I'll bite. How old is she?
よくわかんない。まあ30過ぎってことはないと思うけど、間違いなく私よりはお姉さんだよ。
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's younger than 30. Yeah, after 30, you're decrepit. Basically bones. But she's definitely older than me.
十分意外なんだけど。
That's older than expected.
だよね。ちっちゃいし童顔だし。
I know, right? She's so little. And did you see that baby face? Jimmy, don't throw dirt. What are you doing? By the way, is she?
こんにちは。
Hello. We are now joined by the students. The girl on the right is the werewolf.
母さん、今いい？
Mom, can we come in now?
あら、安永。はるちゃんもいらっしゃい。
Oh, Yasunaga, Haru-chan, welcome.
ちょっと、あなた。
Hey, you.
はい、あなたのあなたです。
Yep, I'm you at your service.
ふざけてるの？
Are you messing with me? What happened? Is there a war? World War III started? I was actually.
なんだろう、牧島さん。
What is it, Harucha? Makashima-san?
今、はるちゃんって呼びそうになったでしょ。ほとんど初対面なのに非常識じゃない？
You almost called me Haru-chan, didn't you? We've only just met. You don't do that. It's unreasonable.
落ち着くんだ。ヒステリー系ヒロインは人気が出ないぞ。
Calm down. Hysteric heroines aren't popular.
つくづくふざけてる。あなたにね、言いたいことがあってきたの。
You're still messing around. I came here to say something to you. Her behavior was pretty unreasonable too, to be honest. But instead of pointing it out, I just corrected my posture and waited to hear what she had to say.
あなたね、知恵姉にくっつきすぎ。知恵姉だって忙しいんだから、あなたはあなたで何かしたらどうなの？
You're getting too close to Chie-ni. She's pretty busy, so you should leave her alone and do your own thing.
そうだったのか。
You were busy?
いや別にそうでも。
Well, I wouldn't say so.
よしんば知恵姉が暇だったとしても、女性にはいろいろあるんだから、遠慮して適度に距離を取るのが大人でしょ？
Even if she has some free time, she's a lady. You need to be considerate and keep your distance. It's the mature thing to do.
それは確かにそうかもしんない。
Well, that's true.
認めるんだったら、とっととどっか行きなさいよ。これだから大人ってずるくて汚くて鬱陶しいんだ。
If you agree, then just go away somewhere. This is why adults are so unfair, filthy, and annoying.
そうです。私が汚いおじさんです。
Yes, I am a filthy old man. Clip here, clip there. Kia!
はるちゃん、そんなこと言うためについてきたの？あ、母さん、匠兄から伝言で。
Haru, did you really come here with me just to say that? Oh, Mom, I have a message from Takumi.
何かしら？
What?
しばらくは夜早いだろうから、お弁当にした方がいいんじゃないかって。
We're going to sleep early for a while, so maybe we should have packed some lunches.
あら、それはそうだわ。急いでお米炊かなきゃ。
Oh, that's true. I should hurry and start making the rice.
あと、久石さん、あなたにこれを。
Also, Fuseishi. Take this!
ぼんよよよよ。僕？
Voom voom, me? I was busy deflecting Haru-chan's attacks with my stupidity barrier. So being dragged into the conversation surprised me a bit. He gave me a rather dirty, rusty, cheap-looking cylindrical key. It wasn't even attached to a keychain.
学生寮の鍵です。匠兄がタイバーに行って出してもらったんだって。
It's the key to the dorm. Takumi said he got it from Taiba.
どうしてそんな。
Huh? Why did he do that?
今朝は外に寝させて悪かったって伝えてほしいそうです。
He said he felt pretty bad about making you sleep outside last night.
律儀でよく気がつく人だな。
What a sincere and considerate person.
そうでしょ。あの人がいるからこんなところでもなんとかしていけるわ。
So he's gonna die first. He really is. People like him make living in a place like this far easier. He's gonna die first and she's gonna snap. But she's not a wolf, but people are gonna kill her anyways.
母さん、やっぱり。
Mom, you really?
あ、お米お米。
Oh, the rice. With an awkward smile on her face, Kaori went back to the kitchen.
すみません、お恥ずかしいところを。
Sorry you had to see that. My mom, you know, having the hots.
まあ、よそ者には何が何だかわからないので問題ないよ。
Don't worry. I'm just a clueless outsider. Yeah, my mom having the hots for that ripped farmer who's single. Can't have that. I made a blatant lie. Everyone could tell Kaori and Takumi would make a nice couple.
いえ、はるちゃんもです。はるちゃん、よその人には絡んじゃダメだよ。
Oh, I'm talking about Haru-chan too. Hey, stop picking a fight with the outsider.
何よ、兄ちゃんだって迷惑でしょ。
Hey, he's bothering you too, isn't he?
別に。
Not really. Oh. Anyway.
とにかくあなた、宴が関係ないなら早く出ていけば。
If you don't have anything to do with the feast, then just get out.
はるちゃんやめろって。
Stop it already.
なんでよ。
Why?
不妻子さんは被害者なんだ。そんな薄情なことを言うもんじゃない。
Fuseishi is a victim. Don't be so heartless.
何よ、兄ちゃんのバカ。
What the hell? You're such a dummy.
ああ、もう何が何だか。
This is such a mess. They had to stop fighting about me. We had an innocent little girl here. Also, Chiemi's info was confirmed to be true. Trying to escape seemed dangerous, and recommending it was heartless. Basically, getting out of here was difficult. That made me all the more grateful for the room. I'd been so busy trying to understand what was going on in this place that I didn't even consider how to deal with myself. I'd have to thank Takumi.
まあまあ、二人とも落ち着いて。はるちゃん、知恵姉と遊ぼうのコーナー。
Calm down, you two. Haru, would you like to play with Chieni?
遊ぶって何を？
Play what?
信頼モーデ。
Prayer to Shinai.
今？なんでまた？
Now? Seriously?
メイコちゃんに正しいやつを見せようかなって。
I want to show Meiko-chan how it's supposed to be done.
ね
Bah? She's a goat.
いいけど、知恵姉ってそういうの結構こだわるよね。
That's fine, but wow, you really care about stuff like this, huh?
まあね。
Yeah, kinda. Something was about to begin. No longer the center of attention, I began drinking the hot water Kaori-san placed before me. The teacup had a strange symbol enameled at the bottom. It looked like a family crest.
安永くん、この文様って何かな。
Yasunaga, what does this mean?
ああ、上藤吉の長者の家紋ですよ。そんな食器捨ててしまえばいいのに。
Oh, that's just one of the Kami Fujiyoshi head family crests. She should just throw it away. His harsh tone made it pretty likely that it was the crest of the Higuchi family, the ones who banished them here. Haru-chan moved a chair and sat down in front of Chiemi.
私が男役でいい？
Can I play the man's role?
いいよ。
Sure.
じゃあ行くよ。1、2、せーの。
Let's go. 1, 2.
新内さんのお守りは
Shinai's guardians are
いかがちふましらみがらすよぐも
1 snake, 2 monkey, 3 crow, 4 spider. They started playing an action rhyme, much like Ring Around the Rosie or London Bridge is Falling Down. Fully in sync, they clapped, slapped their knees, clapped again, joined hands, etc. All according to the rhythm. And there was no mistaking it. This was actually the song I'd heard yesterday morning.
湯切りたてば宴の支度
5. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive.
いついつむじなもなれもて走る
6. The badger runs along late with nare as a fix. They were definitely doing it pretty quickly. I couldn't see everything, but it was complex. They even raised fingers and made fist bumps. Also, I was pretty sure I heard that part somewhere.
夕霧立てば宴の支度
Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. Oh.
あやしよみびとけがらえり
7. The corrupt Yomibito rise to oppose the mountain. Lucky, when are we going to start a secret handshake? Once we start a gang. Suddenly, the song changed in tone. The movement switched up. Haru hit her face, while Chiemi stood up a bit and grabbed her by the shoulders.
あやしよみびとなきにせん
Lucky, when are we starting a cult? When we drink the Kool-Aid. 8. Death of the damned. Yomibito is the mandate. Similar line, but the roles switched.
くぐれやひとひにひとり
9. 1 soul per day now to
切
bind.
りたった
10. The mists rise away again. They return to the same tone and movements as before, but then, at a slightly awkward point, song suddenly ended. Then they quickly stood up and
イエーイ
yay!
久しぶりすぎて焦った
It's been so long since I did this that I kind of panicked. Apparently they were done.
どうさめいこちゃんもともとはこういう遊びなんだよ
See that, Mako? It's how it's done.
すごい早くてよくわかんなかった
Unfinished song. Unfinished LP. Wow, you were so fast I couldn't see it all.
よーしはるちゃんめいこちゃんに教えてあげるんだ
Alright, Haru, teach it to Mako.
私が
What, me?
教えて
Teach me.
まあいいけど
Well, alright.
やすくんちょっと話したいことある
Yasu, there's something I want to talk to you about. Chemi's tone was serious.
何かな？
What is it? Yasunaga instantly understood that it was important, but he seemed to be mindful of me.
もし宴のことだったら僕がいない方がいいかな？
If it's about the feast, I shouldn't be here, right?
すみません。
Sorry. Chiemi gave me a meaningful look as I left. She'd probably tell me something the next time we met.
ちょっと出てきますね。
I'm heading out then.
はーい。お構いできずにごめんなさい。
Very well, you take care now. Kaori stuck her head out and said goodbye to me as I left the dining hall. I put together what I learned, the settlement's beliefs, circumstances, and the inhabitants' stances. However, Chiemi was really the only one I could directly get info from. I couldn't account for any biases she might have. The other inhabitants, albeit to varying degrees, didn't trust me. I could probably have decent talks with Yasunaga, but his situation seemed to be similar to Chiemi's. I would have liked to get info from the elders. Maybe my best option was somehow to join the feast myself? From what Chiemi had told me, the feast was really a vile and dangerous tradition. And that didn't change even when you considered the tales, and that there had already been lynchings because of this. Normally, something so brutal would have changed and become some harmless festival by now. How did such a tradition survive in a modern day, despite murder and lynchings being completely illegal? Was this place simply beyond the reach of the law or something? Or
神様を見たことがあるから。
it's because I saw God. Or because you'd actually get cursed if you didn't do what the tales told you to do. How stupid. Then again, I couldn't really write it off. My stance on gods and monsters was basically that. As long as they could be seen, I was willing to accept their existence. The belief that nothing was beyond the comprehension of modern science was narrow-minded at best. New technologies and methods could easily reveal things that were previously undetectable. This had happened many times throughout human history. The idea that there were strange animals, ghosts, or aliens that were simply beyond our current ability to perceive was entirely plausible. However, there were disappointing realities too. For example, the original story about something mysterious could have easily been a lie, a trick, a misunderstanding, or misinformation. Generally speaking, the mysteries of the world all turned out to be one of those. Science disproved things far more often than it confirmed them, which was pretty darn boring. Surely even Houdini, famous for exposing mediums and other frauds, wanted to believe in psychic phenomena. He'd searched the world in the hopes of meeting a real medium, but they were pretty rare. But each he found proved to be fake in the end. Well, considering I'd actually seen something that shouldn't have existed, you could say that I was in a way more exciting situation than him. Should have settled for a well done. Though my life was in danger, I couldn't really waste time trying to speculate what that thing was. Back to the matter at hand. For now, the most important thing was understanding and surviving the feast. To pull that off, I needed more info. I still hadn't heard how today's talk had ended. Based on the mood of the place, no one seemed to have died, at least.
死んだよ。
They died. Shocked, they turned around. Who was this? It was a girl I've never seen before.
死んだよ。死んだ。死んだとも。
They died. Yes, they did. They all died.
きっと君も死ぬ。藤吉村にようこそ。気の毒なお兄さん。
You will die too, surely. Welcome to Fujiyoshi, you poor man. The girl turned and ran, her skirt swaying behind her.
待て、モッチ。
Hold up, Mochi.
と。なぜわかったうんこマン。
Whoa, how did you know, Poop Man?
誰がうんこマンだ。いや、確かに見た目は結構びっくりしたが、喋り方と声はもうちょっと工夫した方がいいな。
Who you calling Poop Man? And well, your clothes surprised me, sure, but you should work on your acting skills.
いや、別に変装のつもりじゃないし。
Hey, this ain't a costume or anything.
え、普段着だとでも？
Huh? You're saying you wear that normally?
お、僕は超貧乏だからずっと学生服を着てたらタイバーが文句タラタラ言ってきてね。
Yep, I'm super poor. So the school uniform was the only thing I could wear, but Taiba never stopped complaining about that.
だからはるちゃんにお下がりをもらったのさ。可愛かろう。
That's why I borrowed Haru-chan's old clothes. They're cute, aren't they?
まあ、確かに可愛いが、一応性別は男なんだよね。
Well,
君は。
they are, but you're a guy, right? If I didn't already, I would have assumed he was a girl.
ちゃんとついているぞ。ツレションの時に確認すればいい。
Yup, I have one. You can check while we're pissing together. Alright, I'm done. Alright, we're ending this playthrough right now. I didn't want to see it at all.
自分の性別に違和感があったりするの？
Are you uncomfortable with your gender or something?
なんだそれ。僕は男だ。
What? No, I'm a guy.
じゃあなんでそんなことを？
Then why?
別になんでなんてない。僕はそういうやつだからだ。
There's no reason. It's just the way I am. Okay. I can't even use the T word. He says he's a boy, though. He just wears clothes, female clothes, because he's poor. I don't know what you can call that. The way you are?
卑怯の振る舞いというやつ。
Oh, no, he's
頭
an
がおかしいので
eccentric.
普通の人とはうまくやっていけな
There
い
you
のだ。
go. That's what you can call him. He's a little wacky. He's basically the Joker. No, not Okama. Obama. There's something wrong with my head, so it's hard for me to get along with normal people.
でも好きなようにやらないのはそれはそれできっついから多少は変にするわけだ。
But I also can't just do whatever I please, so I ended up being a bit weird.
つまり自然体というわけ？
So this is simply your nature.
そう。寒くなければすっぱだかでも悪くないな。
Speaking of nature, if it wasn't cold, I wouldn't mind going around naked. So basically, this was a guy with a unique sense of, well, everything. Unless he found something that really clicked, he'd have a hard time living anywhere, even in a city. Oh, I'm pretty sure he would fit in the city.
そりゃ苦労もあったろうね。
You have my sympathies.
よー、休みずはだいたい住みやすいぜ。うんこマンも住むといい。
Hey, Yasumisu is actually pretty easy to live in. You should move here, Poop Man.
なんでそんな話になるかな。
What does that have to do with anything?
都会は住みにくかろう。
Living in the city is hard, ain't it?
いや、断然便利だしな。
No, it's way more convenient than here.
そうか。てっきり嫌なことがあって飛び出してきたのかと思った。
Really? I thought you escaped because something bad happened.
まあ、それは否定しないけどさ。
Well, I can't deny that.
うんこマンも頭おかしい人でしょ
You're a weirdo too, right?
全力で否定するけど。
Well, that one I can deny.
あれおかしいな。同類だと思ったのに。
Wait, really? I thought we were birds of a Birds? He's the crow. He's the crow.
ねえ、じっちゃん。
Right, old man? Whoa. There was a weird old guy in the bushes. Why was he in the bushes?
僕はうんこマンが変態だと思う。
I think Pope Man's a real weirdo. Eh?
だよね、うんこマンは。
I know, right? That's what Poop Man is. Poop Man.
お願いだから、その故障を広めないでくれ。不妻子でも春秋でも何でもいいから。
Please don't spread that name. I don't give a dang if you use Fusaishi or Haruaki, but stop calling me that.
ハッサン
Hassan?
はあ、さん。
Hassan? Did I look like a Middle Easterner? I was mildly bothered by the accentuation too, but he was probably avoiding using nicknames that were similar to Haru's name.
まあ、いいか。それで。
Well, whatever. That works.
うんこマンはハッサンになった。
Poop Man became Hassan. I was never Poop Man to begin with.
おじいさんとは親しいの？
It's we're moving to YouTube after this one.
頭おかしい友達だ。
We're fellow crazies. Well, the old man seemed to be enjoying it.
ハッサンも仲間になろう。霧が晴れたら上富士吉に鶏盗みに行こう。
Join us, Hassan. When the mists clear, we can go steal chickens from Kami Fujiyoshi.
そんなカッパ的な。
Why would I do something like that? What are you? Kappas? Kappa face. Hell, why did he like me that much? Well, that might be a good thing. He seemed to be a bit more unique than the other two students.
ちなみに、今日はなんで他の高校生たちと一緒じゃないの？
By the way, why aren't you with the other students today?
だってはるちゃん怒ってたし、楽しくないことになりそうな気配が全開だったもん。
YouTube has been informed about the questionable content of your streams. This will have to move to kick. Oh no.
彼女は何を怒ってたの？
Why was she angry?
はるちゃんはさ、やっすんのことが好きだからさ。
Haru likes Yasun. Oh?
ちえねえが帰ってきて、やっすんが嬉しそうなのが気に入らないのだよ。
So she doesn't like that Yasun seems happy about Chie coming back.
そしたらなぜ僕が怒られる？
I see. So why was she mad at me?
やっすんがちえねえのこと好きなのを、はるちゃんは一応応援しちゃってるし。
Haru wants Yasun and Chie to get together. Well, I sure didn't expect to hear something like that.
片思いしてる相手の恋を手助けしてしまってるってことか。
No, we will be exiled to some random Chinese streaming platform. Billy? So she's helping the target of her unrequited love get his sweetheart? Unrequited? Unrequited?
そうそうだからハッサンが知恵ねえと突如ベタベタしだしたんでわけわかんなくなってんだよ。
You can start over as a Chinese VTuber. Oh, why not? It would be a new path for me. A new world. Yep, that's why you're barging in and getting along with Chie Ni messed up things for her. So basically, I accidentally entered a love triangle.
ちなみにちえみちゃんはそういうの気づいてるのかな？
Does Chiemi know any of this?
そりゃそうじゃない？でも相手にしてないし脈はないね。
Pretty sure she does, but she doesn't do anything about it. He has about a snowball's chance in hell. Man, this kid was harsh.
つうわけでよかったな。知恵ねえはハッサンのものだ。
So yeah, good on ya, Hassan. Chie's yours.
いや
Finally.
どうかな。
Is she now?
っていうか君はそれでいいのかい？
And wait, are you okay with this?
なんで聞くかな。
Why are you asking?
いや短期間の観察ではあるけど君は奔放なくせにはるちゃんに対してはどこか海外しい感じがして。
Well, I haven't been here for long, but from what I've seen, you're wild with most people, but kind of gallant around Haru.
まあ多分そんなんじゃないな。幼なじみとして危なっかしいから心配してるだけさ。
Well, you're probably right. She's a childhood friend. And a bit of an airhead, so I do worry about her, that's all.
意外だなモッチー。そういうやつをからかいまくるキャラかと思った。
That's unexpected. You seem like the type to mess with such people.
ハッサンだったら死ぬほどおちょくるけど
I'd mess around with you till the very end.
やっすんには借りがいっぱいあるしはるちゃんはかわいそうな子だからな。
I owe a lot to Yasun, and Haru is an unfortunate girl.
なんかいっぺんにいろいろ聞くのもあれだしそれはいずれ別の時に聞かせてくれ。
You know what? Asking too much at once isn't good, so I'll have you tell me more some other time.
はすでに喋りすぎた。何の魔術だハッサンめ。
Ah, I already said too much, Hassan. What kind of magic did you use on me? He was the one who'd gone blabbing on his own.
ところでさっき死んだって言ってたけど誰か死んだの？いや記者さんは亡くなったけど。
By the way, you said that someone died? Did they? Well, I know the journalists did.
休みず人はまだ死んでないけど死んだも同然だろう。
Yasumisu's people are still alive, but they're all as good as dead.
なんでそう思ったの？
Why do you think that?
さあなんでとかは僕にはわからん
Who
け
knows?
どなんかね
I'm not good at reasons, but well,
匠兄がヘビだって言った時嫌な感じがしたんだ。
when Takumi said he was the snake, I had a bad feeling come over me.
ああ今狼様が笑ったなーって。
Oh, it felt like I could hear the wolves laughing.
待て今なんて言った？
Wait, what did you just say?
狼様が笑ったなって。
I could hear the wolves laughing.
その前だ。
匠兄がヘビだって言った時
When Takumi said he was the snake?
匠さんがヘビなのか？
Takumi's the snake?
そう言ってた。
That's what he said.
ちょっと休養ができた。またなモッチおじいさん。
I got some urgent business. Mochi, old man, see you both.
狼が来るだ。
The wolf is coming.
知ってたのか？
You knew?
はあ
I didn't have the time, nor the connections.
ムロさん。
Muro.
あ、なんだ。
What? That was my line. Why was he farming at a time like this?
鍵ありがとうございます。
Thank you for the key.
ああ、それはいいけど、あんま一人でうろつくなよ。
Oh.
ただでさえみんなピリピリしてんだから。
Don't mention it, but don't walk around by yourself. Everyone's on edge as it is.
そのことですが、ムロさんは 狼が一晩に何人殺すか知ってますか？
How about that? Do you know how many humans the wolves can kill per night?
ちえみのやつ、そんなことまで喋ったのかよ。
Chiemi went and told you about it, huh?
僕が無理に聞き出したんです。というか、話が伝わることはあなたも予想した上でちえみちゃんに任せたはずだ。
I insisted on it. In fact, you had to have seen that coming when you sent her to meet me.
それでも情報は断片的ですが、ちょっと心配があるんです。すみませんが、教えてもらえませんか？
The info I have is still limited, but I'm worried. Sorry to bother you, but can you tell me more?
実のところな、俺はバカらしいんだよ。こんなことで他の世話は邪魔されんのがよ。
Sorry won't cut it. It's a huge bother. I don't want to waste any time on this dumb stuff. I've got a farm to take care of.
ちえみやあんたにはわかるかと思ったが、結局あんたもマジになってんのか？
I thought you and Chiemi would understand, but you're serious about this too. Well, he really didn't seem all that bothered by this, but
もう二人死んでいる。
two people already died.
何が珍しいんだ？
What of it?
は？
Huh?
あのな、人間なんざいくらでも死んでるし、俺はいくらでも片付けてる。
Listen, people die all the time, and I'm always stuck cleaning it up. Who is he talking about?
上の土砂崩れの現場見たか？ありゃ8年前に野里が手入れたら崩れてそのまんまになってる。
Did you see the aftermath of the landslide uphill? It's been like that ever since the Nosato got to work on the place 8 years ago, and it
気
collapsed.
味悪がって片付けもしやがらねえ。作業員の死体は俺が掘り出して埋めた。
They were too freaked out to even clean it up. I ended up digging out the workers' corpses and burying them. Well, they were already buried, so I had no idea that was such a big deal.
バカな町の奴らが山ん中で首つって獣に食われることもある。俺やおやっさんが苦労して片付ける羽目になる。
And there's the idiots from the city coming in here just to hang themselves or get eaten by wild beasts. Me and the old man always have to deal with the mess.
さらながに死体が流れることも珍しくねえ。渓流釣りだかなんだか知らねえが、上流は危ねえっつうのによ。
And it's not rare for Saranaga to bring us corpses either. I don't know if they're mountain fishers or something, but it's dangerous upstream.
それでもな、誰も何もしてくれねえ。俺らとしちゃな、無縁仏で埋めて、それで終わりにしてきたこった。
And yet no one cares. I pick them, give them all nameless graves, and leave it at that. Yeah, he became the gravedigger without really wanting to be one.
山っつうのは、獣が出ようが、ムクロが出ようが、何でもありなんだよ、兄ちゃん。
Beasts, corpses, you never know what you'll find in the mountains, kid.
でも今回は村の中で。
But this time, it was in the village.
ああ、なんだろうな。月の輪が人を食うなんざ聞かねえし。もしかして本物の狼でも群れで来たかもな。
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I never heard of Asian black bears eating humans. So maybe we got a pack of actual wolves here.
あれが野獣の仕業だと？
You're saying that was done by beasts?
人間の仕業だっつうのもどうなんだ？要は夜に番を立てりゃいい話だろうが、なぜバカみてえに殺し合う必要がある？
And you're saying that was done by humans? What of it? We just have to create a night patrol. Why the hell do we have to kill each other? This person was hard to read. There was no denying he had a good head on his shoulder. But he was reasonable and skeptical about the unknown. On the other hand, there were some things he put even above rationality. It felt like something you could call Yasumisu's rules, or better yet, fellowship. He looked at the situation from the perspective of, I gotta protect Yasumisu. He did whatever he could within those constraints. But he was in denial about the existence of enemies originating from within Yasumisu. To him, this situation was just a common case of some outsiders died. So what? Or maybe that was what he really wanted to think. That made the situation very bad. But I, being the outsider, couldn't say that.
そうですよね。おっしゃる通り、そんな迷信に耳を貸す方がどうかしてます。
Amogus. He's acting a little sussy. That's true. Like you said, there's something wrong with anyone believing such superstition. He looked displeased. What was I supposed to do?
ただ、ちょっと気になるんです。伝説で今夜一晩で皆殺しになるとかなってるなら、心の持ちようが違う。
But I'm curious about what I asked first. Do the legends say that everyone dies the first night or what? I need to know how to feel about this.
ああ、それはねえな。狼が殺すってのは一晩に一人だけのはずだ。
Oh, that won't happen. The wolves can only kill one person per night.
そうなんですか？伝説上、それはなぜだってことになってるんでしょう。
Really? But why? What does the legend have to say about it?
ばあちゃんなんつってたかな。
What did Ba-chan say again?
誰も山の掟には逆らえん。世持つ狼様であっても。
No one can go against the laws of the mountain. Not even the Yomotsu Okami-samas.
世持つ狼？
Yomotsu Okami?
蘇った狼って意味だと。
Wolves that have returned from Yomi, apparently. Weird, I felt like I heard that term before. Still, wasn't it weird that laws applied to the wolves too? They were on the Yomabito side, as in those opposing the mountain. I was pretty sure the law of the mountain said that only one person could be killed per day. Lynching one during the day was the limit, and killing more than one per night was against the rules. Both would make you the target of the corruption. Didn't make much sense to me, but at least I found out that the wolves too could only kill one person per night.
変なこと聞いてすみませんでした。おとなしく引っ込んでおきます。あ。
Sorry for bothering you with weird questions. I'll get out of your way. All right.
男手がいるときは言ってください。勝手に手は出さないでおきますが、ここに居候してる分、働きたいんです。
By the way, if you need an extra pair of hands, just ask. I won't meddle any further if I have to, but if you're letting me stay here, the least I can do is earn my keep.
ああ、そうだな。
Yeah, sure. His last reply was half-hearted, but at least I got a bit of the rules I was missing. When I came back to the dining hall, I found the students, Chiemi and Yoshitsugu, Yosunaga's little brother, and Meiko had left.
Uncle-man! じゃない、Hassan!
It's Poop Man, I mean Hassan!
Uncle-man?
Poop Man?
何それ？
What? The name still got a chance to spread. That aside, I had to find out what happened on today's feast. Recalling what Mochi told me made this kind of hard.
悪いけど、ちょっとちえみちゃん借りていい？
Sorry, but can I borrow Chiemi?
わお、ちえみさん大人気。
Wow, I sure am popular these days.
だからあなたは懲りないわね。
Why you? You just can't take a hint, can ya?
はるちゃん、いいから僕らは母さんを手伝おう。
Haru, let's just help Mom.
兄ちゃんも何か言ってよ。
You say something too.
多分難しい話なんだよ。
Probably something complicated.
僕は皿を叩き割る係。
I'll be the one who breaks the plates.
はるちゃん、近持くんを押さえつける係。
Haru, you be the one who holds him back.
何よこれ。
Huh? Hey, what's going on?
ごめんね、なんかバタバタして。
Sorry about the commotion.
安永君と何を話してた？
What, did you tell Yasunaga?
さっきの宴でね、ちょっとまずいよねって。
We talked about today's feast. Things aren't looking good. Yeah, I figured it was something like that.
匠さんがヘビって名乗ったと近持君から聞いたんだけど。
Shikamochi told me that Takumi revealed he was a snake.
そうなんだよね。
Yeah, he did.
他にヘビは？
Are there any other snakes?
他？
Oh, there's
いや、
liquid.
ヘビは一人だし。
There's others? No, there's only one snake. Oh. Good job, now the wolf knows the snake. Yeah, that's the thing. He called himself out. That's why Mochi said that the wolves were laughing. The mountain gave 4 kind of guardians. The snake could ask the mountain whether one of the participants was a wolf or not. The monkey was the only one, of which there were 2. They had the power to know who the other monkey was. The crow could determine whether the person who was lynched the previous day was a wolf or not. And the spider could ask God to protect one of the other participants from the wolf's attacks. Honestly, if this so-called God really had that power, I'd complain to him that he should protect everyone. As far as I knew, anyone who didn't have a guardian was either a powerless human or a wolf. The humans could kill a person during the day, and the wolves could kill a person during the night. It was a battle for survival. The humans had to do everything to find and kill the wolves. If they couldn't find a single wolf during the feasts, the whole event was completely meaningless. The wolves would simply crush the settlement.
殺人の是非を一旦脇に置くならば、今日狼容疑者を選べなかったことは単純に一日ロスだよね。
If you ignore the fact that it's murder, the fact that you didn't choose a wolf suspect today is pretty bad. It's a day wasted, isn't it? There's 2 wolves among us.
そうだね。そのこともさっきヤス君と話してた。
Yeah, that's what I told Yasu.
そして実質ヘビの正体が確定してしまった。
Then there's the fact that the snake outed himself.
うん。ちょっと嫌な状況だね。
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Understood it well. We couldn't expect the help of the police or getting forensic investigation. Not to mention we were against supernatural monsters. As things were, Snake's power was the only way to find out who was a wolf or not. In other words, losing the snake would mean losing their most powerful weapon against the wolves.
でも多分今日は大丈夫なんだ。クモは匠兄ちゃんを守るようにってことになったから。
But he should be fine for today. The spider will protect Takumi.
待って、クモもバレたのか？
Hold on, we know the spider?
ヤス君がこの場で明かせば狼にも聞かれるから秘密にしておこうって。
No, Yasu suggested that whoever it is, keep it a secret, so that the wolves won't find out. Sharp.
それで肝臓じいちゃんが OK 出して方針が決まったんだ。
Hanzo G-chan agreed, and we went with that.
正しそうだね。
Seems like the right move.
と思う。ヘビについてもそういう風にできればよかったのかな。
It does. We probably should have done the same with the snake. They really should have. It was best to secretly gather info without revealing their guardians. Especially for the snake. He should have kept quiet and used his power to find out as much as reasonably possible before revealing himself. I knew it was difficult to figure out right away, but the fact that the snake, the most important role, was the first to be outed was really bad. From my perspective, Takumi was so focused on protecting Yasumisu himself that he made a terrible mistake. He appeared calm, but I wouldn't be surprised if he realized this and actually was pretty shaken.
結果どうなると思う？
What do you think will happen? She asked like she already knew the answer.
雲は言われるがままに匠さんを守る。当然、狼もそれを聞いているんだから。
The spider was told to protect Takumi. The wolves
匠
probably
さんを
heard
殺
that.
そうとすれば、雲が阻むんだろう。
If they
ど
try
う
to
やる
go
のか
for
は知ら
him,
ないが。
the spider will stop them, right? No idea how, though.
だね。結果1日分の殺人権をロスする。
Yeah, and with that, they lose 1 day's worth of murders. Chiemi seemed to process this as a logic game too. Yeah, it does sound like a game, doesn't it? A pretty popular game. Curious.
僕が狼なら、匠さんは無視して別の誰かを殺す。
If I were a wolf, I'd ignore Takumi and go for someone else.
春明さんもそう思うか。ちなみに狙われるとしたら誰かな？
You think so too? Who do you think they'll go for?
それはわからない。狼側の選択傾向がわからないからね。
I don't know. I have no idea what the wolves are prioritizing.
奴らが女子供の血をすすりたいとかなら、狙われるのは若い子たちだろうし。
If they prefer the blood of the women and children, they'd probably go for the younger people.
怖い。
大丈夫。
Scary.
ちえみちゃんより若い子がいるから。
Don't worry, you're not the youngest girl here.
殺す。
I'll kill you.
大丈夫。美人狙いだったら一頭。
It's fine, you're still the prettiest.
許す。でもそれはそれでやだな。殺される前に何されるかわかんないし。
I'll forgive you, though that sounds pretty bad. Who knows what they'll do before killing me? I'm sure there were plenty of things they could conceive. Apparently, there was another layer to the worst possible scenario.
趣味以外の方向で言えば、そうだな。殺すことで村人側が大きく動揺するような人物。
I'm glad Haruaki is revealing all this to the wolf, so they can do the best move possible. If they're not killing based on their preferences, then they'll kill someone whose death would shake the villagers.
集落の有力者、あるいは今後のゲーム展開を左右するような優秀なプレイヤー。
That would be someone influential or a player who's invaluable to the humans.
肝臓じいちゃん、あるいはヤスくん。
That would be Kanzo or Yasu. That seemed likely. Yasunaga was the only one who'd done something helpful for the villagers this time. He seemed to be the leader of the high schoolers and had a good head on his shoulders. But his ideas required Kanzo Makishima's approval, which made it pretty clear he was a standout. Honestly, I'd expected him to take more initiative than he had. The fact he considered the younger people's opinion showed real leadership skills. In any case, he wasn't someone the humans wanted to lose. Oh yeah.
匠さんが誰を調べるかは決めたの？
Did you decide who Takumi will investigate?
清之助さん。
That's Kiyonosuke.
何そのチョイス？
What's with that choice?
何って本人の希望で。あと人間関係的に不利な人から優先的に調べて安全性を上げようっていう。
What do you mean? He asked for it, and we wanted to prioritize those who were the least popular and make them safer. I wasn't so sure about that choice. Those who were confirmed as non-wolves would have much more freedom to act. very least, they wouldn't be suspected as wolves who were just trying to exploit the situation during the feast. That being the case, they should have opted. Shouldn't they have opted to choose a potential leader to investigate? Well, I don't really know if Kyonosuke had the skills, but from what I could tell, he definitely lacked the influence to lead. If they wanted to secure a reliable leader, they should have went for someone like Kanzo. But wait.
もし蛇の対象がその夜に狼にやられてしまうなら、蛇が無駄になるか。
If the snake's target is killed by the wolves, the snake's power will be wasted, right?
死んだ人はカラスが調べればいいことだから。
The dead can be investigated by the crow after all.
違うよ。夜に殺されるのは狼が選ぶんだから、間違いなく人間だよ。
No, those killed at night are chosen by the wolves, so they're definitely human.
カラスはあくまで昼に宴で選ばれて殺された人の正体を知れるだけ。
The crow can only investigate those chosen and killed during the daily feasts.
あ、そうか。確かに。
They're going through such a roundabout way to explain Werewolf the game. Whatever the case, perhaps investigating Kyonosuke wasn't that much of a mistake. Did that mean they were actually doing a decent job? It's a loop de loop. That's pretty good. It's clever. I'll give you 1/40th of a VIP. Well, it'd be pretty bad if Kanzo was the one to go. Jimmy looked gloomy. She and I probably felt that it wasn't a complete blunder, but still had a bad feeling about it. During the feast, everyone had to lock themselves somewhere all alone around every sunset. It was called sheltering. Well, I could understand it, considering the legends. But I still wondered why the students didn't go to school. It was a weekday. When I asked, they just told me, why would we leave when it's so dangerous? The idea that they couldn't leave when the mist was here was so popular that it affected their daily lives. Also, the people at Kami Fujiyoshi had to know that Yasumisu was covered in mist, right? Considering the school there probably had a few students to begin with, the non-presence of the three from Yasumisu would normally be a serious problem. I knew it was a settlement for the ostracized. Did they really neglect this place that badly? Looking at it from that angle, it was safe to assume that the local villages, Kami Fujiyoshi included, actually concealed the Feast of the Yomi Purge. I thought about that and similar things in room 203 of the student dorm, the place I was given. Jemmy had given me some cup ramen and hot water. We chatted for a moment about being neighbors for a while, then she returned to her room. Weird that we could be so casual about this, considering there was a chance we wouldn't meet again tomorrow. After dinner, I took a bath. The gas boiler was so old. Learning how to use it took a while. There were some working electrical outlets too, so I could charge my phone. I didn't have a wristwatch, so that was important. By the way, my room didn't have a kitchen. I was pretty sure the other rooms didn't either. From what I could tell, no one here actually cooked or ate at their own homes. They all relied on the dining hall to provide their meals. The settlement had not only a unique culture, but a way of life as well. I couldn't help but wonder how something like this began and survived into the modern era. It was an interesting subject to research. But for now, I had to worry about the fact that my life was in danger. Anyway, what were my options now? I wasn't part of the feast. Walking around at night was probably dangerous regardless. After all, I had memories of getting killed doing exactly that. From a logical standpoint, that was probably just a dream, but it had a quality to it that made it hard to believe that it was. I had to be careful until I was certain. And again, I had a record of surviving by just not making any noise at night. Maybe I should have stayed awake and looked around? Also, Takumi said they were gonna have someone keep watch at night. Was he gonna do it himself? Considering the snake's importance, he shouldn't do something so dangerous. Crap, they barely decided anything in the feast. I wasn't getting enough info either. I felt like I barely knew the basics. I can't get over you calling him Takumi. Sorry. That's how it is. Talking during the feast meant giving info to the wolves, but if the humans kept too many things hidden, the wolves would end up knowing way more than them, and that was just dangerous. Takumer, okay. Well, to be fair. Still, there was a limit to what I could do in my situation. If I kept being the messenger I was today, I could create a huge imbalance of info myself. Not to mention, I could be deemed suspicious and lose the residents' trust. Crap, what was I supposed to do here? Was it best for me just to stay quiet and wait for the feast to end? That wasn't like me at all. There was a mail slot in the door. I opened it up and looked outside. Everything was still covered in mist, so I couldn't see much. I could only see the handrail and the branches going in the hallway. But maybe I could see some intruder if I kept staring? Not likely. After all, this was the room at the end of the second floor. Haru and Chiemiya's rooms were closer to the stairs, so I couldn't see anyone going to attack them. The only time I could see the monster come would be when it was coming for me. Maybe keeping watch like this was the most important thing if I wanted to stay alive. But I found it hard to put my own life on the priority list. For some reason, I felt like if I died, I'd just go back to the starting point. Yeah, I better not think that. Anyways, I had to stay awake. I still had many things to worry and think about. Bong. What? As I woke up, I tried to move. My head rubbed against something tough and smacked into the doorknob. I writhed in pain. What was going on? Did I fall asleep against the door? Was I more tired than I thought? I was glad I didn't die and all, but this was a failure in my eyes. Sleeping in an unnatural position made my whole body hurt. I wobbled over to my fully charged phone. It was 6 o'clock. That was early morning for me. I would have loved to go back to sleep, but I was too curious about the feast. After washing my face with hot water and putting on my shoes, I decided to take a peek through the mail slot. Outside, I saw Chiemi standing there with a knife in hand. I reflexively stepped back, tripped, and fell on my ass. What the hell was that? There was a woman standing before my room with a weapon. I'd only caught a glimpse. That was enough to conclude that I was dealing with a scene straight out of a horror movie. What could have prompted this? Did she suspect I was a wolf? Or was she a wolf herself? She knocked on the door, making me squeal a bit.
Haruaki-san, okiteru?
Araki, are you awake? Would she kill me if I replied?
Haruaki-san, okite! 他のみんなの様子を見て回るから付き合ってほしいんだ。
Wake up, I need a hand on checking on everyone.
ちなみに私は現在凶器を所持してますが、ご信用につき心配なきよう。
By the way, I'm armed, but it's just for self-defense.
紛らわしい。
Say that sooner, darn it!
あ、起きてた。大丈夫、大丈夫。ほら、凶器はちょっと離れたところに置きました。
Oh, so you are awake. Don't worry, I put the weapon away. I hesitantly peeked through the mail slot and saw her hopping around, showing me her empty hands. After meeting up with Chiemi, we went around the dorm and woke up the students. All of them were all right. While they got ready, we went to the Nosato mansion because it was close. Yasumitsu was still misty and unpleasantly silent. I walked carefully, just like yesterday morning. I couldn't write off the possibility that a werewolf would just jump out of the mist and tear me apart. It'd be over for me. I was walking ahead, dragging Chiemi by the hand, careful about where I was going. Something happened and I got eaten or something. Chiemi could either fight or run away. Was someone there?
あ、野里さん、夫妻子とちえみちゃんです。
Oh, Nosato, it's Usaishi and Chiemi.
どこだ?
Where?
そこか.
Oh, there. We peered through the mist and a gloomy frown appeared.
やあ、どうも。
Hey there.
屋敷は大丈夫だったみたいですね。
Looks like the mansion was safe.
当然だろう。屋敷には古臭いながらもセキュリティ設備が設けられている。
Of course, it's
化け物
old,
だろうが侵入できるとは思えんね。
but well protected. Not even monsters could make it in, surely.
そっか。じゃあみんなで避難させてもらえます？
I see. Can we all take shelter inside?
なぜそんなことをせねばならんのかね。これは安水の問題だろう。
Why should I let you? This is Yasumisu's problem, not mine.
そっか、そうですよね。じゃあ安水の問題解決のため、とっとと下に降りてます。
I see. Good point. Well, we'll just get moving and solve the problem, I guess.
待ちたまえ。急ぎ動かないと危険だろう。
Wait, it's dangerous. We need to be in groups. Really, I was beginning to think this guy was best described as all bark and no bite. Though prideful and vain, he wasn't as smart as he claimed to be, as shown as his inability to take charge of the feast. Also, his fussy attitude was probably just making up for his fear. It was entirely possible that he was just putting on an air, and that the mystery of Yasumitsu, or rather Fujiyoshi, was actually scaring him. Anyway, we went downhill and met up with the students.
慣れた道でも 不気味なもんだね。
Even a familiar road can be scary.
だね。霧って不思議だ。
Yeah, mists sure are weird.
これなら脱いでも怒られない。
I can get naked and no one will get mad.
やめろ、バカ者。
Stop that, you fool. Haru Makishima was acting weird. Mochi was definitely expecting a retort from her. She didn't say anything, and her face was so pale that you could tell through the mist. You could tell through the mist. Hanging her head, she was lightly shaking. Everyone else could see it too, but no one chose to address it. Questions would quickly become suspicions after all. Perhaps she was a wolf and did something horrific last night? As we all thought similar things, she suddenly collapsed to the ground.
大丈夫か、はるちゃん。
Are you alright?
触らないで。
Don't touch me! Her hoarse scream shocked everyone.
はるちゃん。
兄ちゃん、違う。
I just...
ごめん。だけど、今は。
Sorry, but right now I...
そうだよね。神経質にもなるよ。
Yeah,
足元に気をつけて。
I can understand if you're on edge. Be careful about where you walk. We then slowed down. Haru, not touching anyone's hands, was at the rear of the group. As we walked, trees and stones drifted in and out of visibility through the surrounding mist. Our vision was so limited that it felt like the world around us was changing with every step we took. A tunnel of trees, a path on the paddy field, a stone platform, a concrete stairway. We walked between realms every passing second. I was still wondering about Haru. What was on her mind? Was she afraid or wary? After descending for a bit, we arrived at the plaza.
みんな無事ね。
I see all of you all right. We met two more people in front of the dining hall.
ご老人方は朝寝坊かね。
Are the elders sleeping in?
ばあちゃんは身支度中だ。体調が良くねえらしい。
Ba-chan's still getting dressed. She's not feeling too great right now.
これから来てねえ連中のところを回る。キヨ、お前はついてこい。
Let's check on those who aren't here yet. Come with
な
me,
ぜ
Kyo.
君が私に命令する？
Why are you ordering me?
男手がいるかもしれねえからだ。夫妻氏、悪いがあんたも頼むぜ。
Because we might need some manpower. Fuseishi, you come too. It was the first time he ordered me to do something, but it wasn't a situation where I could be happy about him relying on me.
ええ、もちろん。
Yes, of course. Is Haru a monkey? Maybe. She could be the monkey with the grandma. He probably had a bad feeling. Namely, that he wouldn't be able to rely on a certain someone ever again. As I passed by Kaori, I heard a whisper.
あのね、安永、ちょっといい？
Yasunaga, can you help?
何？母さん。
With what, Mom?
義継を探してほしいの。
Finding,
離れにいないようだから。
finding Yoshitsugu, he's missing. Everyone had a bad feeling about this. Her monkey partner got killed. That's why she feels bad. Oh. Three of us guys checked the houses. Yasunaga, Chiemi, and Mochi walked around the settlement. We agreed to split up and start searching. The misty village was silent. I couldn't hear anyone chatting. I'd seen these buildings from the outside, but it was my first time actually walking in. The shabby buildings, built using blackened planks, were more or less buried in vegetation. Some were on the verge of collapse. The way the frames jutted from the mist reminded me of the carcasses of giant beasts. I walked on a line between the grass, a footpath, surely. I often heard something small jump in the grass. It was probably just some bugs or frogs, but it still made me flinch. Rikako lives here, right? Yeah, in that house. Crap. Why must she live in a place like this? If you don't know, there's no way we would. I guess it's the Migurama's orders. To my knowledge, she moved to Yasumisu of her own accord. There's no need for her to be here in the first place. Maybe she knew the mist was coming and came to cast a spell or something to keep it away. That sure didn't work. Takumi Muro, I don't mind you being disrespectful of me, but you should choose your words when talking about her. She's a legitimate Kami Fujiyoshi family head. Like I care. This is Yasumisu. She said it herself, didn't she? And the feast were all served on the same platter. Rikako, are you all right? Apparently, Takumi didn't like the Uematsu family, or the four-head families in general. Now that I thought about it, though she wasn't as disliked as Kyonosuke, the villagers in general weren't fond of Rikako Uematsu. It seemed like a pretty obvious outcome, though. Yasumisu was the settlement for the ostracized. It was impossible for the member of one of the head families who openly spurned them to form a good relationship with the locals. Rikako emerged before too long. She was wearing her usual strange getup, and she didn't seem any different from how she looked yesterday. I need to check on Meiko. We moved on to the next house. It felt like Rikako-san was urging me, so I woke the girl up.
Meiko-chan, asa da yo.
Meiko, it's morning. Well, I couldn't imagine Rikako raising her voice, while the other two probably didn't feel like they had to get involved with the girl. After a few calls, she finally came out, still half asleep.
Meiko, yokatta.
Meiko, I'm glad you're all right.
Kyo,
Kyo, take him to the dining hall. Come with me, Rikako. Watch your step. Yes, She was apparently trying to get my attention, so I turned around and said yes. I'm sorry. Her sudden apology left me completely confused. Then she departed, alongside the other two, leaving me alone with Takumi. Are you sure we should go on without Kyonosuke? He'd be useless anyway. I only brought him along in case it was the Uematsu's mock priestess that died. But now I know who got killed. It could still be the old wolf guy, right? Shut up! If old man Kanzo was around, he would have woken up earlier than anyone and searched the length of Yasumisu 3 times by now.
おやっさんの家だ。
Sorry, his house is over there. I followed him in silence. I couldn't think of anything else to say. The fact that the door was unlocked made it clear that something wasn't right. The moment I opened it, my nostrils were assaulted by the smell I'd experienced just yesterday. The reek of a fresh corpse. Darn it! Darn it! Darn it! Unlike Takumi, who was looking away and cursing, I did my best to burn the scene I witnessed into my memory. I felt like to avert my eyes would be disrespectful, and chided myself for wanting to look away. The body was much more intact than Mamiya-san and Hashimoto. That made it much easier to become painfully aware that the fact that this was a human, an intelligent life form who was just with us yesterday, like it was no big deal. There was one problem though. The part of the body that used to be the head was completely destroyed. There was no part of the head left untouched. It was that thorough. It was obviously the result of relentless, heavy, blunt attacks. Everything above the neck was just a strange, flat mass of shattered skull fragments and white and red organic matter. Compared to it, everything else was largely unharmed. The old-looking clothing and the unexpectedly robust chest for someone his age were all the proof needed to know that this was the body of Kanzo Makishima.
片付けるんですか?
I think this is going to be a good time to call it there for tonight. We'll leave it on the murder. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time, which is tomorrow. Don't know what we're going to play, but we'll figure something out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.